it is Cecilia Zay Beauty, and today I am here with a freshman advice video because I know last year I was a freshman and I just had a lot of questions going into high school and a lot that I wanted to know. So I just thought that if I could give a little bit of insight to you guys, anyone who is entering high school, or even if you're just going to a new school anywhere, if I help just one person, that will be like the best thing ever to me. So I guess starting off with kind of the social aspect, the biggest thing I can say is just don't worry. I am generally a pretty social person, or at least I kind of act that way when I'm in a public situation. I appear that I'm not afraid to talk to people, but I usually am. I remember my first day walking into high school. I was going to a new school. I had also never been in a public school. I had never had a locker. I had never had grades or homework or anything. I had always gone to a private school. I was so lost. I did not know what to expect. Walking through those doors was terrifying. I remember I actually walked in with my mom. You know, just, I didn't like ask her to go, but she had some questions for one of the people that worked inside. And then I saw a group of girls just kind of standing around each other, and I just walked up and I was like, hey, I'm Cecile. And they were like, hey, and I became friends with a couple of them. I mean, they weren't necessarily like my best friends ever, but the biggest thing was I walked in and I said hi, and I appeared that I wasn't terrified, even though I kind of was, and there was another girl there who was also new. And so it was kind of nice. I became friends with her, and I'm actually still friends with her to this day. And that was kind of the first real friend I made. I think the hardest part is getting your first friend, or or talking to the first person, and then after that, it's fine. I think everything kind of built up off of that. She started making friends, I started making friends, and we started sharing friends, and it just kind of, our whole little group kind of just grew. You really just have to go against what your head is saying and just make your body walk towards a group of people, stand there, say hi, say your name, and you're done. With my school, we had like a freshman orientation day. I don't know if you have that at yours, but it was a whole day of school that was just freshmen, so it was really nice to know that you were meeting all people in your class and you weren't just walking up to like random people who had been there for years, and it was really nice. If you have any like optional freshman orientations or anything, I would encourage going. And even if you're not as forward as I was, just smile at people. That's like the least it takes, and then someone who is a little bit more confident or whatever will probably say hello to you. I think just don't be afraid. I mean, I can't tell you that. You're gonna be afraid. But just put that to rest and just walk in and show up and see what happens. Also, you don't have to stick with the same friends. Obviously, it's nice if you're going to a new school, if you're totally new and you don't know anyone, just to like make some friends so that you're not like alone. But I think really continuing to make friends, you don't have to stick just with that group, and trying to find people who you feel like you can really be yourself around and who really have the same interests as you and stuff, or just who you feel really comfortable around and happy with. Because I kind of made that mistake. Not that I didn't like the group of people I was hanging out with, but I just felt like I couldn't say everything I wanted to say, and I couldn't completely be myself around them, and so you just need to be careful of that. I think something I started doing towards the end of the school year was I started branching out and hanging out with other people and just kind of making friends again and not just sticking with that group, and that was so valuable to me. Going into a big thing for me was boys. If you're a boy, I mean, I guess the girls could count too, but I'm mostly just talking to the girls about this. A big problem at my school were the older boys just kind of messing with the freshmen. Because I know walking in, I didn't know anybody's backstory. I didn't know if they had like a bad rep or not. I didn't know anything. And so I was a little bit naive, and I was nervous, so I was like looking for that attention, and it was just really bad. Like, I had some bad experiences. And I think what you have to do is just be careful. I'm not saying don't talk to the boys, because most of my friends are guys actually, so like I think it's fine. But if you do make friends with someone who is an upperclassman or just older, I mean even if they're a sophomore or whatever, just ask them if they know the person and like what they know about them. I'm not saying to like be nosy or anything, but just be careful, because you really don't want to get into a bad situation with a guy who just wants to talk to you because you don't know what he has done to girls in the past, you know? Even my friends that I did ask about, one of the guys, warned me, and I just went ahead anyway. And so just, I don't know, really listen to people. Feel free to formulate your own opinion on the guy or the person, and don't necessarily just listen to what other people say. But if they are warning you, just be careful. That's all I'm saying. So then going to academics, I think the biggest thing I can say is just be on top of your work. There is a lot more workload once you get into high school. I've heard. I went from having no homework at all to having a lot of homework every night. So what I found is just do it. What I really realized throughout the year is how much I can use my time at school to do my homework. I would use my like advisory time, and I would use all my study halls, and I would just get the work done. And then some nights I would get it all done at school, and then I would just go home and not have any homework, and I was like, yes. Also like using bus rides and car rides and stuff to just get it done, and then once it's done, it just feels great. Something that I was really surprised with when I came in was how disrespectful some people were to the teachers. And I was like, wait, what? Like, at my old school, everyone was very respectful. And also doing ballet and stuff, we literally curtsied to our teachers at the end of class. So like, the fact that people were being disrespectful to the teachers was just like mind-blowing to me. I was like, what are you doing? And so I think just really being nice to the teachers, that's what I did. I treated them like humans. I became pretty close with some teachers. Obviously there's gonna be some teachers that don't click with as much, but I think if it really gets bad, I would just go and see your guidance counselor and see if it's even possible to switch classes, because I found when I really liked the teacher, I worked a lot harder in class, and I wanted them to kind of like see what I could do, and I was a lot more motivated. So yeah, that was my freshman advice video. If you have any more questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I could do a part 2 or something if you ask enough questions. Otherwise, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Mwah! I haven't updated you guys on what I've been doing and what I've been up to since I think like June, and a lot has happened since then, and a lot is in the works.